welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for season 2, episode 8. Okay, BMF pushed it to the limit. Child, let me tell y'all. All right, Meech and Terry doing big things. They got their 300 kilos and honey. They out here in these streets taking over, doing some smart things, figuring out different ways to be able to transport, and make this money expand across this daggone nation without getting caught. But in the meantime, while they being smart on some things, child, some dumb things was going down too, okay? I don't know what the heck Terry was thinking with Markeisha. She killed me. Now that he's saying he got this daggone money, he got these daggone kilos, he paying back, boom. She all of a sudden perking up, talking about, so, what I'm saying, became a boss. And now she's interested. Girl, bye, okay? Another dummy, Charles. Dumb and dumber, okay? I'm sick of him. I'm sick of freaking Mabel. I've been told they behinds to jump inside a trash can, child, and roll down a damn hill and get hit by a car for all I care, all right? Lucille finally said, oh, y'all really playing in my damn face and you think I'm dumb. I ain't got time for this. You know what I'm saying? Go back to where you came from. Don't bother coming home. Don't bother looking at me. Don't bother talking to my son. And I was here for every single minute of it. Markeisha was ready to Wanda was ready to bop up Markeisha upside her daggone head. We thought Wanda was slipping for a minute, but she came through. And I'm trying to figure out, Monique, what are you doing, okay? Is this all a part of Meech games, or are you playing some of your own games in the mix of this, and is it going to cost you your life, child? All right, inquiring minds want to know. B. Mickey is on a warpath. He want to take out daggone Detective Brian. And speaking of Detective Brian, I do not need to see him and Jen getting it in. Okay, BMF, y'all could go ahead and leave that right on out, child. Was ready to pour bleach in my eyes. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So we, of course, have Terry Southwest T breaking it down for us, telling us that after, the elevation of the crew and the media circle is about giving hope to the people in poverty to be able to enjoy life the way that they saw it. So we trying to spread love all around, okay? All around the world. And so, of course, at this point, it's like we ain't got no time for no haters. If you trying to hate, if you're not trying to, be down with us, then go ahead about your business, right? At least you could wish me luck. That is the vibe that we are on. That's all we want to hear. That's all we want to see. So we are seeing Terry and Meech looking down and seeing all this, coke all over the table. And like, okay, the next time we looking down at this, we want to be able to see, some money. This is all we ever wanted. And we are finally getting closer to our dream and being able to expand and do what we want to do. Now quit sitting here, acting stupid, just looking at all this, because we got to move it. So let's get a move on and get to work, get busy. Now, they come down and Meech got the big smile on his face or whatever, right? They all white. They in this big mansion and we seeing the all white cocoa, okay, all over this daggone table. And they say they got to stay focused because the stakes is way too high. Now, meanwhile, they had a driver that basically got pushed out the city or whatever, and got knocked. And Meech is like, okay, well, don't start bringing up dumb shit or whatever, right? And so he basically was like, yeah, and you also need to be, of course, worried about that B. Mickey tobacco with that wire. And he's like, he didn't tell them anything. And Terry is like, how the hell you know? At this point, Meech is just telling him to shut up. But I'm with Terry on that one, okay? I'm not with the forgive and forget that Meech is giving right now. Now, nonetheless, he does have a smart plan. Meech does, okay? Because he goes and looks at this car wash and he was like, what do you think that's inside this garage right now? How much money you think is going in and out? And Terry was basically like, I don't know. He says, well, a car wash like this would basically allow us to hide in plain sight, packing cars and cleaning money. And so he was like, nobody, our names is not on it. Nobody could connect it back to us. So come on in, all right? And this is the introduction where Terry is saying, like, you bought this place. He's like, but we already got the record store. And he's like, yeah, we got the record store and we gonna have other things, but we gonna keep the drugs in the stash spot, okay? And then we gonna have our stuff brought here, and we gonna pack these cars up, okay? So he is showing him how, we have graduated. We ain't using the glove department no more. We taking these doors off and we putting the, drugs inside the doors. And when the drugs come out, their money is going in there, baby. And that's how we traveling now. You know what I mean? Until we reach our destinations. And so basically, you see he got this all mapped out and he is ready to, like I said, do things a different way and bring in more and more. So we see them just loading this money up on the table, right? Now the coke is off the table and the money is on, and he's saying we ain't using no damn, cash machines to count up the money. We counting that by hand. So you see the people sitting around and counting it up or whatever, right? And so Hoop comes and tell them that, the feds done got daggone K9 child. K9 behind is locked up, okay? They won't let him out. They don't call his behind out here. So they basically like, yo, get the hell out of here. But of course, Meech sees this as a way where it's like, hey, one man fall is another man's rise, okay? That means we could probably do more things, because Terry was saying that means that they are probably on to them too and probably been watching for a while. Child, Terry, you think? Now, by the way, did Terry ever mention the fact that Lawanda gave him the damn pictures and said that, Detective Brian was watching him? If he did, I don't remember it. So now, he's still talking about expanding, and him and Hoop is over here, doing high fives. So we get to, you know, Meech goes and sees, he's saying he going to Cleveland, Ohio, right? He's saying that, telling that to Meech. He's like, he'll be back, you know what I mean? You stay here, do what you gotta do, get these workers in check and all of that kind of stuff, and he's gonna go down and take care of some business down there. Now he's saying, Meech, Terry tells him, I got one daddy and you ain't him, all right? His name is Charles. So basically, we see back at the damn precinct, child, they done got rid of damn, Commander Beckberg. She up out of here. They done cost her damn job. She's transferred, and now this is Major Damon Guard taking over. And so he's basically telling them that he's going to be there for the foreseeable future, and that he's been catching up on their case files, and there's been a major development. So, of course, Detective Brian and Detective Jen is looking, and they say the DEA done caught Lawrence Kennedy, okay, a.k.a. K9, you know what I'm saying, in Los Angeles. So they like, well, what was the charge? Controlled substance, baby, okay, and with the intent to distribute. Cocaine, how much? 50 kilos. So they like, shoot. He basically tells him that the DEA is going to be extracting him here. And he says, well, they're going to bring him in on distribution charges. And so, of course, Detective Brian starts to say, K9 arrest creates a power vacuum. And the Chief is basically like, of course I know that. He says it means more war, more bodies or whatever. And he was like, I am well aware of the arrest will trigger. You know what I'm saying? I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Okay. And so he was like, that's why we are trying to see if we can get on the side and, basically be able to work with the DEA or whatever the case may be. And so, he says he's coordinating with them or whatever. And everybody in the daggone, office is basically like, and of course Jen is all upset and throws her pen down. So now you got Meech in Ohio, and he's going up to this guy, Stone or whatever the case may be, and he's like, you too light skinned to be darkening my day. But Meech tells him he's there with good news, and he's like, oh yeah, what's that? He was like, well, you trying to come, as long as you ain't coming and pointing nothing at no nut sacks. And Meech said, hey, if you ain't doing nothing shady, then you don't, that won't happen to you or whatever the case may be. But I'm here actually to make business and to be able to give you more, because I'm got the Colombian Connect, baby, which means I got the purest stuff that's out here on these streets. So everybody needs to be getting with me. I'm offering it to you for the cheapest. And so, he's like, and what you want in return? And he said, for you to basically introduce me to your man Bleak. So he's like, okay, He said, I want to put him on. I want all of us to shine. We know that's how Meech work. Now, in the meantime, as Detective Jen and Brian is coming down and she's saying she enjoyed hanging out with Kevin, we got the daggone DEA agent walking through saying, you know, I don't need y'all help. I don't need a babysitter. I don't need none of your info. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll let y'all talk to them when we finish with them or whatever. And so, here go Jen talking about, well, what's wrong with us all working together? There may be info that we could give y'all. We're all professionals here. We all, you know what I'm saying, can learn and from each other, and we could cross off questions that we have on our list and things of that nature. And, Detective Brian is basically saying, well, we already have a lot of intel or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that could lead to multiple busts. He's been on our radar. And she was like, yeah, but we're the ones that calling him, okay? So obviously y'all didn't do all of that. And she basically slams the damn door in the chief face and was like, have a nice day. So it don't look like they getting no help from the DA, at least not as of right now. But we know that there's probably going to be something that comes up later down the line that's going to bring her and Brian together. And I think I have an idea what that is, but we gonna get to that later. So Terry come in, of course he want to show off now. He's showing up to where Marquisha's out with her girls talking about, is this a ladies night? And she's basically like, nah, Boom is in the back with the fellas. He's handling some business and he's probably with the ladies too, okay? So she's like, you know what I'm saying, what are you doing here? And he says, well, you know what I mean? I got some business to take care of. I want to tell the boy that, okay, your boy that I did my play with the Colombian, and now we in charge of everything. So it's going to be our prices or quantity or whatever. He can't compete, so he better get on board, all right, roll with us or get rolled over. So she's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. Oh, really? So you're a supplier now, not a buyer anymore. And he was like, exactly, held to the year. So basically he's letting her know that he also, you know what I'm saying, got this briefcase for him that got his money in it that he owes him. So she was like, well, that's good news for you and bad news for Boom. And he's like, yeah, his choice. All of a sudden she perking up and paying damn attention, all right? Or, you know what I'm saying? He and the little boy right now. So she like, okay, boss, I'm going to pass the message on to him. And Terry says, have a good night. And then another lady talking about some YouTube baby. So, Meech gets to go over here to Bleak or whatever. And they, of course, checking him and all that. Bleak don't want to be bothered. He's basically trying to be like, oh, y'all city boys, y'all always think, you know what I'm saying, y'all big time and y'all could come and take over and y'all and y'all ideas. And Meech is like, nah, I ain't got no ideas. All I'm saying is that, I could be a big supplier and give you everything that you need. And Bleak is saying they cool. And Meech is laughing like he cool. He like, all right, well, that y'all was trying to make you a whole lot wealthier, but you know what I'm saying, I could keep my stuff to me, it's fine. So he basically told him that he's about his dollars and cents. That's what it boils down to. He was like, either you messing with me or you not. And Bleak basically says, I'm not, so you should probably go while you still can, And me says, all right, well, I respect that and I respect territory too. So if your customers start crossing the border and coming to me, don't be mad, okay? So he gave him that warning and he went on about his way. And then Bleak just looking around, you know what I'm saying, at all the guys. Now, moving on from there, we basically had, the same veteran that Jen saved out of the daggone fire. That's what it looked like to me. He's saying that he a vet, and we also have, you know what I'm saying, Auntie Rose in full effect that's trying to come here and make some money. And Terry is telling her, like, well, just like your nephew Saki did, okay? So this Saki auntie, I know you could represent, I know you gonna do the job good, but I do have to take y'all through and give y'all the layout and the breakdown of how we want things done. Of course they saying they know how to handle it and they know what to do, but he says, nah, you gotta get, Terry's way 101. So he takes them through and starts giving them this rules, and that is, don't stop nowhere and get no receipts or no matchbooks and having it on you when if you ever get pulled over, so there's no paper trail. Don't go inside no gas stations or stores or anything like that with no jewelry, and pull out a big wad of cash, because the minute that you walk out, they will be calling the cops on you. Don't draw no attention to yourself at all. He also says don't have no urine bottles with no whole bunch of damn pee in it, because then they gonna wonder, like, where you going and what's so important inside the car that you don't want to get out of the daggone car to use the bathroom. And so auntie basically was like, well, that don't go for me because ain't nothing gonna be, you know what I'm saying? No way my pee gonna be fitting in no bottle or whatever, right? And they all laugh about that. So he's basically giving them the layout and is like, as long as you down with all of this and you do all this right, we shouldn't have no problem. Now, Lamar's over at Monique house, child, again. And she up here, seeing that he putting this urn up on the damn mantle, and she's like, "What is that?" And he talking about that's Blackie ashes. So I said, "Oh, so he went back to the church and got Blackie and had him incinerated." Okay, child. He's saying he wants somewhere safe to have his ashes at. I know she trying to play along with him, or is she? But honey, I would have said, "Oh no, you gotta take that somewhere else, honey. This ain't the safe place." Talking about he want everybody he love under one roof, so that one Zoe come back and all of this. And so she's basically telling him she's sorry, you know what I'm saying? And can she do something to make him feel better? And of course, he talking about some ass, and she was like, no, especially not saying it like that. But she was like, you know what I'm saying? Remember what we used to do back in the day? And she over there flipping around a Coke bag. So he's like, oh shit, she like, you want to take a trip down memory lane? And he like, sure do. All right. So they go back in the bedroom to do that. I said, why couldn't y'all do it out in the living room? I'm confused. That's already a setup within itself. Now, we see all these guys out here trying to make themselves, and of course you got Bleaks people and you got everybody else, you know what I'm saying, that's Meech people that's crossing over to them, and a big fight breaks out. And of course Meech got to be the one to shoot the gun up in the air and tell them, hey, we warned you, we tried to get Bleak, we tried to tell him that he could have been down with us and he could have made all the money, you know what I'm saying, it's money for all of us out here, whatever the case may be. But he let his ego get in the way. He was like, do you want to have to keep coming so that you can eat out the palm of his hand, or do you want to show that you could be your own boss? It's really up to you, know what I'm saying? All of us could get paid. So of course they all looking at each other. He say the choices, you know what I'm saying, theirs. And so of course they gonna go to where they can just have, you know what I'm saying, all the money they want. Now Mabel got a lot of damn nerve, y'all. I swear the disrespect is killing me. Charles down here thumbing on his damn guitar, and he hear the door and he opens it. Mabel just walking in the damn house like she own it, talking about some hay, going straight to the kitchen and claiming that she wanted to come by for some damn frying pan. Okay, the skillet. I said, no, boo, we don't loan out our damn pans over here. All right, get your ass up out of here. But Charles with his dummy behind is just walking behind her. And she asking him, is she around? And he's like, oh yeah, she's in the shower and looking up the damn stairs or whatever the case may be, right? And so of course he looking all shook, and she basically like, how you doing, Charles? And he like, woman, you playing with fire. I told you meat sauce at the strip club. And she like, well, he doesn't strike me as. And he was like, that's not the point. I don't want us getting caught. Caught with what, Charles? Because according to you, your marriage is over, so it shouldn't be nothing for you to get caught with, child, besides a STD from damn Mabel. What you should be doing is telling damn Lucille that you didn't want nothing to do with her no more, and that the relationship was over and y'all grew apart. But of course you ain't man enough to do that. So moving on along, she's basically saying she don't want them to get caught either, but it is more dangerous, and the more dangerous it gets, the more wetter she get, child. And they kept panning that damn camera to the stairs, and I just wanted freaking Lucille to run down and pop her in her damn head with the same damn skillet she was coming to get, but that didn't happen. Charles telling her it can't be no some more surprises or whatever, right? But they can probably slide on over to a hotel. So she was like, a hotel sound like a good idea. They got the easy rest with those vibrating beds, child, that I just love. So, he all smiling, and she was like, you know, let's do that. So he talking about, well, save it for the easy rest. Yes, and he moaning and all that shit right down in the damn kitchen when even his daughter Nicole could have came. So, Lucille come walking down, child, and by the time she walk around, he just handed her the damn skillet, and he moving out the way. And here go damn Lucille all smiling and happy to see her, and she talking about, I just wanted to borrow your skillet and catch up. So she was like, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays, Lucille telling her. She was like, girl, I was about to make you some tea. Can I offer you some? She talking about some, I love some, and looking at Charles, and then he go walking away. I said, raggedy, 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 raggedy Charles ass trash. Okay. So in the meantime, you know, they were supposed to have been giving all these files to the freaking DEA or whatever, but Of course, Detective Brian, like, nah, I'm not giving these assholes all of these, and he's passing her a file. And the first picture she sees is of Hoop, and she's like, I'm pretty much familiar with everybody else, but I'm not really familiar with him. And he says, oh yeah, that's his street name is Hoop, and she says she gonna look more into him. Now, of course, we transition from her talking about Hoop to seeing Hoop standing in this damn, car wash where him and Terry is trying to teach this young man who now says he's ready to join in the game and help how he can and make him a little change, all right, how to pack the money, how to pack the drugs, I should say, in the tailpipe of the car. And he's basically like, well, why don't we just use a pole to stick it in there? And he says, do you want to end up puncturing it? Do it the way that we are teaching you, which is the proper way, so that we can know that we could trust you and that you are able to do the job the right way. So he proceeds to go ahead and do that. Now, in the meantime, we seeing money, 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 money. It's flowing on in, okay? Meech and all of them is in a circle at this table. They counting it on up. And who should come walking in and want to be a part of everything now but Bleak. Meech is like, I knew you would end up coming, right? So he's basically telling Meech, if you're not down with no bull crap and if what you say is real, then I am ready to come and join, you know what I'm saying? And he basically was saying that, if you're not going to be messing up, that's fine. He was like, don't say I didn't warn your ass. So he says, well, I never messed up nothing. But Meech was like, yeah, well, your actions did. But he says, does your offer still stand? And Meech was basically like, as long as you're not planning to mess nothing up, fine. You know what I'm saying? And also, you cannot, bring my raggedy ass cousin over or whatever the case may be. He is not welcome here, whatever. And he was like, if you want to be down, you got to be down. You got to be all the way in, right? And so he was like, you can't be out for yourself, right? Of course, Meech don't like that. He wants everybody to be on. So he was like, you know, with that, that's what he tells Meech. And so he was like, all right, so you could be over here soon counting up that money as well, and he says, just don't bring stone on my trifling ass cousin. So he says, all right, so he's now in. Now, moving on from that, Monique and Lamar's laid back on this bed. They high as the sky. They reminiscing. She telling him he was the first person that made her feel loved, made her feel pretty, and every world he used to be all into him. He's the first guy that made her feel beautiful. I said, really, Mo? Like, are you beating him in the head or you really, what I'm saying, meaning what you saying right now? And she was like, you know how you made me feel and all this stuff, and everybody in the neighborhood basically was demanding all your attention, but you used to give it to me. And so, of course, now, he acting like he want to push up on her. She was like, yo, I'm about to wash your ass. Okay, that ass needs to be washed. You need to get in there before anything goes down. And he's laughing and he goes to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, and to get ready to start taking off his stuff. Now, I don't know why, but I thought maybe he was going to see something of Meech's in the bathroom and end up getting upset, but that didn't happen. She over here closing the bedroom door a little bit, and I'm like, okay, Mo, what are you about to do? And she goes over to the other side of the bed and goes to the dresser, pulls out the gun, and I'm thinking like, okay, are you going to walk in the bathroom and shoot him, or when he come in the room, you going to shoot him? But you could tell she's nervous, she's scared, she really don't feel confident in doing this, so she puts it back down. He asking, yo, Mo, where you at? And then she go ahead and walk in the bathroom anyway. Now, in the meantime, we seeing Terry saying he counting money and asking how was your trip, and he says dope. He crowned 2 Ohio Kings. He like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, with K9 down, looks like a lot of niggas is up for this, supply or whatever, right? And so have been saying what happened with Duke, and Terry is telling him Duke is out or whatever, but they found these good ass drivers that, what I'm saying, is gonna be able to be on the go. And so they both sit there and start counting money, and then Terry gets a call from them, Markeisha talking about she want to take him out to celebrate. Of course, he oh, giggling and happy. Oh, for real, she talking about, yeah, I'm gonna wear something sexy for you to the restaurant, and he's like, all right, all right, all right. In the meantime, Meech looking at him like this and shaking his head. He was like, you know what I'm saying? I told your stupid ass to leave that damn poisoning ass girl alone. So of course Terry like shut up, and he ain't taking no advice from somebody that got 2 baby mamas, and he was like, I don't trust that bitch. And Terry is saying you don't have to, and he was like, and for the record, she's not poisonous, she's paradise. I said, yeah, okay, Terry. So he was like, damn, you know what I'm saying, you a pussy whip nigga. I never met nobody in my life that would be like, all caught up in it like that. But he tells him that he better be there for the skate party tomorrow, whatever, soft ass, you know what I'm saying? So basically he goes, of course, and meets her at this damn, restaurant, and she all up on him and so happy to damn be with him and taking him in the freaking next room to have sex with him and child, whatever. So Meech come and surprise his mother and sister with some gifts. He bring her this beautiful black, sequence type of jumpsuit to put on, talking about, mama, you gonna tear it up, you gonna look good. Of course, at first she was trying to say she can't accept this. He giving Nicole some daggone outfit, telling her she can invite all the friends she wants to. And so she was like, listen, I can't do this, and your father wouldn't approve. And he was like, listen, mama, daddy's his own man, and you your own woman. It's kind of like he trying to give her a hint without giving her a hint. Do something for you, because he sure enough gonna do something for him. So after that, she said, this gonna look cute on me, okay? And it did. Now, moving on from that, Markeisha over here trying on a bunch of outfits, talking about this might look too hood on her. Terry over here pulling up like 5 coats or whatever the heck it was and throwing those on the counter. The guy's asking, is it layaway? And he like, nah, we take care of everybody or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We taking this out of here today, and now he like, appreciate your business, all right? And so then they go from there to the hotel. So I said, oh, well, she just moved on. It's officially over with. Boom. She dropped him to get with the one she said was the kid. But now, of course, she's trying to tell him that he needs to go ahead and cut that tail off his head and get that up out of here, whatever. And she talking about, you don't trust me. And he like, all right, let's do it. And so she go ahead and cut it off. I really didn't know what the difference was. It kind of remind me of Coming to America when they go in there for the haircut and he snipped off that one little piece and it's like, yeah, much better, right? So now we at the roller skate, baby. I remember those days and they getting down, you know what I'm saying? Everybody grooving. And then they say, well, if you don't have nobody, you know what I'm saying, with you on the dance floor, because this is about to be a partners thing, then you go ahead, you know what I'm saying, and get off the floor. And all of a sudden, child, first Meech was trying to go up and be with his mother and be like, come on, we about to do this, you know what I'm saying, show them how it's done. And at first she's like, no, no, no. And then she's like, you know what, all right, yeah, I am going to show them, you know what I'm saying, who started it all. And who come in and, child, with they raggedy behind but Charles trying to smile in her damn face and grin and be like, come on, babe, I got you. And they all looking into each other's eyes. I said, yeah, for somebody that said they trying to move on, right, and joining in the party after all, because they were saying that he couldn't be there because he was working, but we gonna get to where he was really at in a minute. So, of course, Terry came and sat down, and Meech notices that his damn hair was like, his tail is cut, and he was like, what happened to your tail? And Terry is like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that part or whatever, I cut it, I thought it was a change, time for a change. And he was like, really? He was like, I know this goddamn Markeisha name written all over it, like how the hell did you let her talk you into doing something like that? He was like, damn, man, like for real? And then Terry is saying chill, and he was like, nah, you playing yourself, I ain't never seen nobody so, you know what I'm saying, whipped in my damn life or whatever, right? And of course they was telling Lucille she looked incredible, and she did. And he was like, happy to see that all the family is there. You got Monique there, you got his mom there, you got his sister there, you got Terry there. Terry got his baby mama there, and then had the nerve to invite Markeisha too, child. We gonna get into that in a minute as well. So back at the hotel, which is where damn Charles raggedy ass really was, the damn bed was not fucking vibrating no more, child. Excuse my language, y'all. Because I get pissed when it comes to them. The bed wasn't vibrating no more. He wanted to put another quarter in. And she was like, I don't think that's what the problem is, Charles. I think that you are just not here with me right now. You are not into it no more, whatever the case may be. And she sits up and starts to, light her up a cigarette. So she's telling him how, with her husband, they actually used to do threesomes or whatever the case may be. They had their little menage a trois or whatever. And she was like, I think it might be time to call it quits. And then he's like, why you say that? All open. And she was like, I've been through this before. She said, at the end of the day, her ex-husband was swingers, right? And I figured that damn party looked like a swingers party, but Charles so damn green, he ain't know what was going on. And even when she said she was having threesomes, he talking about threesomes? Damn. So basically, she was like, what I'm saying is, I probably, Lucille is my friend and my neighbor. And, we borrow shit from each other all the time. So maybe it's time that I give you back. So she essentially told damn Charles that he was just something she had borrowed from Lucille. Now she talking about giving him back. I said, what, girl? And now you want to say Lucille is your friend and your neighbor? Girl, with friends like you, who needs enemies? I swear I want Mabel to whip that ass. So in the meantime, Markeisha over here, all smiles and talking with damn Terry, and damn Lawanda was about to pick up that damn skate and bash her in her head. And listen, I wouldn't have been mad at her if she would have. She said, this motherfucker right here, okay? And then, what I'm saying, Meech had to step in and be like, whoa, 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 what you doing? And he said, listen, no matter what goes down, I've always admired you for being who you are and being the one. He was like, I got your back no matter what. Yeah, he's being a little stupid right now because she said he disrespected me. And he was like, I love T to death and you know that. But she was like, even though me and you haven't always seen eye to eye, I know that, what I'm saying, you've been down and I got you. I got my nephew and I got the real, what I'm saying, the new baby too. He like, for real, I got you. So T don't even know he just saved his ass right there, okay? And he got ahead and hug her or whatever. So moving from there, we seeing them having a good time. He go and talk to Monique for a minute, and he's telling Monique just stick to the plan and everything will be okay. She's saying how she wished that Zoe could be there too, and he's basically like, what I'm saying, once we take care of this situation with Lamar, she will be here. So I said, so was the plan all along for her to sleep with him? Like that's what her and Meech had planned? I would want to know more details on what exactly the plan is, child. So she told him, don't worry about it. She got it. And don't tell her, what I'm saying, how to handle her business. Now, in the meantime, we going ahead to give the skates in and call it a night. Lucille's taking out her bag out the locker. She take out Charles' coat out the locker. Child, she like, oh shoot, she dropped something on the floor. She look at it and it's the Easy Hotel Mo receipt, y'all. She said, okay, so he talking about let me get my jacket, and she hurried up and gave it to him. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you, woman? She said, the Easy Rest Motel, Charles, you motherfucker. You dirty damn dog, okay? She ain't say that, I'm saying that. She said, a receipt from the Easy damn hotel. He's talking about I started working a job there. She said, oh, and you needed to rent a room for that? He said, oh, no, I must have picked up the wrong thing. She said, I'm not dumb, Charles, okay? Don't play in my damn face. Are you thinking I'm stupid? You stupid. Who the hell is she? Okay. He talking about, what are you talking about? She said, answer the damn question. So Terry came and was like, Mom, Dad, what's going on? She was like, your father got caught lying about a damn affair he was having. So he was trying to touch Terry. She said, don't you put your damn hands on my son. Get your hands off my son and go back to the bed you left with your trash ass. Okay. Let's go, Terry. And they went and walked off. I said, I like to see it. Okay. Yeah. Time's up. Time for all this shit to come out and the damn shenanigans. So Meech come rolling over to him and they both looking at each other, whatever the case may be. Now, moving on from that, we got Jen and damn Detective freaking Brian on a damn stakeout lookout trying to see, what I'm saying, who live here, where we going from place to place, who's taking what where and all of that. And they basically see this vet, that they notice and they like, let's go ahead and pull him over and see, what I'm saying, what we come up with. But they come up empty, okay? And Mr. Vet was like, I got meetings to go, places to be, things to do, what I'm saying, are y'all done? Because Detective Brian over here talking about some, well, you in a rush? He like, yeah, I am. And of course they trying to figure out who house this is. And at first Jen was making jokes saying, oh, that's just somebody probably trying to go and get a booty call or whatever the case may be. She's probably living in her rich boyfriend's house or whatever. So now, that was a bust. So they basically like, damn, every which way we go, we ain't catching nothing or whatever, right? And we losing in every, step we take. Now, Lawanda comes into the precinct. So they like, oh, well, maybe we catching a win here. And I said, Lawanda, girl, what you doing? Because I was about to add you on the damn dumb list too. But she come walking in and 1 minute she's like, I heard what y'all said. I've been thinking about what y'all said. And I thought of, seen those pictures that y'all left with me. And I actually seen him with that chick a couple of days ago. So they over here like, oh, Lawanda, you know what I'm saying? You are doing the right thing, and we so glad that you came in, and we really appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying? Many blessings to you. We got your back. We gonna hold you down. It's all gonna work out good and all of that kind of stuff, right? And they were saying like, we know this is incredibly, hurtful, but we so glad you came in. Child, Lawanda said, I'm not sure I am. Okay, to be quite honest with y'all, I really am not. All right. She was basically like, oh, and, she was like, I've been A1 since day one, A1 since day one. And he was like, pardon me. And she was like, he like, can you speak up? She said, I've been A1 since day one, okay? And stay the fuck away from me and my family. And they was like, what? Excuse me? She was like, at the end of the day, Terry is the father of both my kids, okay? And I ain't breaking up that bond for nobody. And they was like, well, why the hell did you bring your ass in here? She said, man, fuck you and them bogus ass photos. And she walked away. I said, okay, Wanda. So of course they was real pissed, and Jen is saying she needs to break off some steam, and she was like, remember when we was running that surveillance on Terry and you offered me something I can't handle? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Going once. Child, next thing you know, these two over here bumping and grounding on the damn wall. I said, no sir, no ma'am, no ham. Okay, get that up out of here. Don't want to see it. Now, Terry was basically mad saying how Meech didn't tell him about this, and he was like, you messing with a whole married ass woman, so you basically being a, hypocrite too, or whatever the case may be. How you gonna judge? I say, listen, all of y'all be judging everybody, and all of y'all sinners, and all of y'all do funny shit, okay? You talking about hypocrites, and your daddy is the biggest hypocrite of them all, but nonetheless, I digress. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Okay, moving on from that. So they tell him Auntie got jacked, okay, by some black gold tooth MFer. And of course, we know that is Lamar. So now Lamar done started watching them. He's still coming out the woodwork and still being able to get the upper hand on them and sneak up on them, and jump out and basically get her child, Jackie got, okay? So they still, of course, are like, yo, this is something else that we got to take care of, or whatever the case may be. I'm tired of his ass. And he was like, I might know where his ass is at. So now he basically gets a call, and he's like, what? And he's like, I'm on my way right now. And so, Terry is like, what could be more important than this? And he was like, listen, we got to boycott Lamar, and freeze his ass out and all that. Child, we've been hearing that song for a minute, okay? And they like, spread the word, Auntie, and she says, I got you when he leaves. So in the meantime, of course, this is damn B Mickey standing here with this damn, band around his arm, or whatever the case may be, on his way, ready to go inside the damn Brian house. Meech comes up and is like, what the hell are you doing? And of course he ends up telling him like, yo, I'm going in there, I'm killing Brian. He was like, you killing Brian? He was like, yeah, I'm killing him. He's not getting away again. He was like, he ain't no cop. He had me in the trunk. He transferred my mom to that shitty ass facility, and she ended up dying, or whatever the case may be, right? She's dead now, Meech. And so he's telling him like, yeah, but you can't just run up in his house. What are you talking about? I'm not going to let you do that. He was like, hell no, that's stupid. I can't let you make that move. And so B Mickey was like, what you mean you can't? Like, you ain't going to do shit to stop me or whatever. And so he was like, well, what do he got on you? Tell me. Of course, he finally tells him about the gun, and he want to cry, boo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, the gun with J-Mo and Kato. I messed up. I know I messed up, and I got to make this shit right now. So he was like, all you going to do is set us back even further. He said, nah, I'm not giving him another chance. Bump that. So Meech is basically looking at the house and saying, well, it don't look like his car's there. He's not home. He was like, did he ever register you as a CI? B Mickey says, nah. He said, well, that means that he was doing it on the low, and he didn't have no authority for it anyway. B Mickey was saying that it was incognito shit, okay? So he said that's probably like, he was basically doing off the books. So he said, then the gun is not in evidence. He probably gonna have it right there in his damn house. So what you better do is run up in there real quick, check the damn house, and see if you can find it. So now, I don't know how they didn't think to check to see if his son would be home. He know he got a damn son, and you could see some of the lights on in the house. But nonetheless, Meech is like, go, nigga, and here go B Mickey running up in there. So 1 minute, we had 1 minute we had B Mickey going in the house or whatever, and just assuming that I guess the house was empty, and we seeing damn, Detective Brian's son sitting here drawing and listening to music on his headphones or whatever. But I guess he heard, a noise even with the headphones on, and he's basically like, Dad, 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 calling out Dad or whatever, right? You could hear the floorboards creaking, and so of course Dad ain't answering because it's not Dad, and we also had Detective Bryant notice after, they had their little smash session that Jen had marks all over her arms from when she be burning herself, and he was saying we all got our things we gotta bear, whatever, right? And they basically smashed, and he was leaving, and he was on his way back home. So I said, B Mickey, you better hurry up and get your ass out of there. So B Mickey, of course, his smart idea is to go ahead and grab this damn little boy, child, throw something over his head, lock him in the closet, put something in front of it. He yelling and screaming, and B Mickey is trying to look through the drawers and wherever he can real quick to see if he could find this daggone gun. Of course he doesn't. He sees the lockbox, but by then it's too late because Brian is moving, running in. He's hearing his son crying. He goes and throws the thing that was in front of it out and is hugging him and telling him that it's okay. And I'm saying, B Mickey, like, why didn't you just grab the whole damn lockbox, boy? So anyway, he get in the car. Meech is asking him, did you get the gun? He telling him, no, I had to restrain him. His son was in the house, and then he came in after. He like, did he see you? No, he didn't see me. He didn't see me. He didn't see me. Then he starts talking about, well, oh my God, what if he did see me? What am I going to do? I'm so messed up. I'm going down and he going to kill me. It's over for me. And boo, 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 boo. I really don't care at this point because I thought B. Mickey was already going to be out of here, child. I'm tired of this, to be honest. And so he was like, what if he knows it's me? What if he knows? What if he knows what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do? What I'm going to do, child? And so Meech freaking pulls over and tells him, listen, I got you. Ain't nothing going to happen to you. He was like, look at me, man. Look at me. Look at me. Ain't nothing happening to you. You are going to be good. I got you. No matter what, I always got your back. I guess. All right. And so then they go driving off. And, B. Mickey just crying his heart out. And so basically, Terry is saying that science tells us that, what you call it? Wait. Science tells us, how did he say it, child? I don't forgot, y'all. Something about science, y'all. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought right there. They basically went and drove off or whatever, and he was saying that science tell us that the universe expands, okay, and causes pressure, and what I'm saying, all things is pushed up against each other. But like I said before, I'm a man of faith. So he was like, if there's a big bang, then shit was preordained or whatever, like how me and Meech were meant to be pushed to the limit, okay? But Brian was about to push back, and it was gonna be, what I'm saying, him and his brah was gonna have to go on and gear up for a battle. So, child, that was BMF. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode, honey. What you liked, what you didn't like. What I'm saying? What's your rating for it? If I left anything out, put it in the comments. Let's discuss it down there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. Okay, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.